Hello, everybody. My name's Dion Morales, your host of the Gold Squadron podcast. We're coming to you live from the top four. You heard it, the top four of the Veteran Flight Club Championship. If you're not familiar with the Flight Club Championship series, it's pretty basic. We had a bunch of qualifiers, and depending on how players did, they qualified for a certain championship. If they got 0 to 2 wins, it was the Recruit Championship. If it was 3 to 4 wins, it is the Veteran Championship, which right now we are almost at the culmination of. And if you got 5 to 6 wins, you made it into the Ace Championship. Now, this series has sparked a bunch of ideas for me in the future, so I look forward to players being able to play in the Flight Club Championship series in the future. But we'll leave that for future Dion to tell you about. For right now, what I want to tell you about is our sponsor, Curl Paw Creatives. Use that coupon code VETERAN21 for 21% off. And also, shout out to our giveaway sponsor, District Foundry, for sponsoring our giveaways. Use that same coupon code at District Foundry. You can type exclamation CPC in the chat or exclamation DF to get to that appropriate sponsor. Now, my co-commentator is
James Ritter, Dion's good friend.
That's right. I was wondering. I changed the cadence on you, and I wanted to see if you picked it up. You picked it up, though. You got it.
I was like, wait, what's happening?
All righty. Fantastic. Well, James, I'm about to open up that Choose Your Champion poll. And remember, if you're watching on YouTube later, let us know in the comments down below, who do you think is going to end up winning this game? And after the game is done, if you watched it, let us know if were you right, were you wrong, and why? What happened? What was something that excited you? What maybe changed the tide of the game? All right, James, let's go ahead and choose your champion. I need you to break it down.
All right, on the left side, 1 second. All right, so on the left side, we have Ben Roberts, the only Rebel left in the top 4. He's flying some Rebel beef with Garvin Dreas with S-foils, Dutch Vander with proton torpedoes and concussion bombs. So concussion bombs is an interesting choice here with how how successful that we've seen the thermal detonators be recently. So we'll see if he's able to use those concussion bombs to great effect. He also has Jake Farrell with proton rockets. That's a big punch if he can pull it off. And 10 Num with fire control system, tractor beam, and stabilized S-foils. We'll see if he ever uses that tractor beam. Usually 10 Num just uses the S-foils to get a barrel into red lock action to get double modded shots. But I mean, if you roll 3 hits on your first shot, then why not use the tractor?
Yeah, you're like, yeah, sure.
On the other side of the table, we have Mike Massiah flying a Zam, Berwickret, and General Grievous list. Zam is rocking Treacherous, Count Dooku, thermal detonators, and false transponder codes, and hull upgrade. So just gotta keep an eye on that hull upgrade for Dion. And
I got this. I can hold it. I can hold it.
Yeah, Berwickret with Predator and Treacherous. So this is a kind of a recent meta staple in this Nantex class starfighter, and they usually are not bringing any of those Nantex specific pilot talents, which is very interesting. And we also have General Grievous with Treacherous, Impervium Plating, and Solus 1. So his usual loadout plus a little treacherousness. So if you notice, all 3 of these ships have Treacherous. And this is a 2-point upgrade that has recently come into a lot of meta play thanks to the Scum or the Separatist fire spray. So I'm very interested to see if he's able to get a lot of Treacherous triggers. We just saw a game with a couple of Treacherous ships, and they were able to use it to pretty good effect. It just saves you a damage.
It's free, baby. Yeah, Treacherous is one of those that it came to the party late, right? It's been around for a while, and actually, remember I was talking about that I recorded some quick tip videos yesterday. One of them that I recorded was Treacherous. I talked about Treacherous, and one of the lines I say there essentially was the fact that as a community, a majority of the community, I feel like we were just reading it wrong. Like, it's just like we didn't fully parse the text for a while when we realized, wait a minute, there could be potentially zero downside to this card.
Yeah, because I think when the Separatist faction first came out, a lot of it was, the droid swarm with a Belblab bringing Treacherous. That was really the only Treacherous carrier that we even had, and it. You didn't want to strain your own ships, so it just didn't seem that great. But now that we have some ships that can kind of fly on their own, these fire sprays, or even the Nantex class starfighters, they can use them against their opponent, or with it if they need to. Like if Grievous gets in the way of Berber Kretz, while he's if General Grievous bumps into somebody and they shoot through him at Berwer can use Treacherous to get a strain on Grievous if he's not getting shot that turn. So yeah, there's so many options with it, and yeah, like you said, there's potentially no downside, which is crazy.
All right, so now let's take a second and look at these opening maneuvers. We have Mike being very aggressive, getting into that top left corner with both Berwer and Grievous. The Rebels have to make a choice here. I feel like they need to make a choice. They can either meet Berwer or Grievous on this left alley on your screen here, or they can go after Zam. In my experience watching people play this list, you essentially have to choose your fate. You're either going against the two small base ships or Zam, as Zam is a majority of the points, almost half the list, 98 points invested into her. My initial instinct is to go full send into Zam when you can, as long as you have as many healthy ships, and hopefully you have enough. You take kind of shots of opportunity with the other ones. What do you think, James?
Man, I just think it's easy. Yeah, you just gotta make a decision early. You can't fool around. Because yeah, you have to say I'm gonna attack Zam with everything I got, or I'm not gonna attack Zam. There's no little bit, because if you only attack it with one or two ships, she's going to be able, or Zam is going to be able to use her pilot ability and her different upgrades to make you pay for it. So either, getting those double attacks off, getting those free locks, getting all these different actions and bonus attacks.
Are they questioning whether or not that's on? It's on.
Yeah, I think so. It looks on to me, but
it's on. If that's the question.
Yeah, I think I can see just a sliver, just a sliver of the black mat. All right, they're moving on.
Yep.
Moving on. So yeah, Dion, I think there is, man, yeah, you just gotta make a decision early and stick with it.
So right now, the B-Wings going for, this is commonly called the crab walk. One forward barrel roll, one forward barrel roll. It's a please come to me set of maneuvers, and gives you the option to hard two to the left if they end up coming down that left alley. The weakness of it, of course, is once you reach the end, if the opponent doesn't ever engage you, you do have some possible weird situations that could end up happening with your less maneuverable ships, but he does have them in a really nice formation right now. Obviously, Jake is the most maneuverable. We'll end up seeing.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to try to keep Jake kind of safe, kind of keep him behind the formation, and use those pseudo-coordinating actions to give his other ships focus actions.
Yep. Gotta love this Alphabet Squadron style list. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I would tell you, one of the videos that will be coming out soon is what would Alphabet Squadron look like in X-Wing when it comes out? I got a lot of opinions on it because I've been a big fan of the Alphabet Squadron book series. And, I'm about halfway through the third book now. It's fantastic.
Wait, when did that one come out?
Dude, I made a post on it. It was like 2 weeks ago.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Victory's Price.
So behind.
Good. So good, man. It's so good.
Yeah, I just finished the second one like 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
But here is Grievous. He's going to be able to use his ability here to get rerolls.
3 hits. Only needs to reroll 1. Going for that full string. Or not. There it is. I was just like, what are we waiting for?
So
okay.
He did not link into that focus, so it is just going to be 2.
All right. Focus to focus. It's fine. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Don't squeeze my lemons.
Oh, you want me to squeeze your lemons. You know you do. All right.
All right. Yeah, I guess we'll see if Zam turns down. That'll be the most honorable joust I've ever seen. But I don't think so. I think Zam's gonna slow roll towards the top of the board.
Lemons, guys. We're talking about making lemonade. I don't. All y'all brains in the gutter. Okay, we're talking about lemonade here.
Wallace of House Wallace in the chat. I played against Ben before. He told me he was going to rebel crawl towards me all game, then proceeded to keep his word.
Lord of go ahead, finish your statement.
No, I was going to say he's a man of his word.
Lord of Britannia says, I have to ask, it is my impression or the pins are not in the form. That would fall under the other section of the form. Lord of Britannia. So put it in there.
Catherine, thank you. I cleared this lemon discussion. No yellow cards, just fruit. Go ahead.
So another question here. I made this. I made this to sub the Gold Squad. Asks, do you think a Y-wing with no turret is worth taking over? Over another X-wing or a B-wing? So it's understanding the function of Dutch in this list, right? Because he serves 2 functions. Assuming that you get to do everything. It's a offensive modifier multiplier, right? You are doubling the target locks for a friendly ship. Okay, that's like just an extra action that would not have happened if you had another B-wing or an X-wing in there. And then additionally, you got the proton torpedo in there as well, which is a huge punch, again, assuming that you can actually make that hit. And then on top of that, the Y-Wing gives you that option to carry a bomb, which can be an awesome tool in the late game. Of course, this is assuming that you get the most value out of Dutch. Dutch is right now in the current pricing, Dutch is a buy for Rebels. And I think Will had said it the other day. Like, he says, I start every Rebel list with Jake and Dutch right now.
Yeah, I think Garvin could be included in that as well. He is a great piece as long as you can consistently get those focus dice to roll, which helps if you give him a lock from Dutch. Boy, we're gonna see a barrel roll lock action onto General Grievous.
Yep,
I think we will.
Lock him up.
All right, using that new stabilized S foils to get a barrel roll into lock action. It's not new. It's cool though. So unfortunately, Dutch is stressed from doing the Rebel Crawl.
I mean, it happens. You didn't have enough points in there to. I mean, you actually do have the points, but wanted to have that bid at initiative 4 in order to, of not having that R4 astromech. And to continue the conversation from earlier, they said, I just never considered not putting a turret on a Y-Wing. I know it's one of those, like, if you're looking at theme, you're like, of course a Y-Wing has a turret, right? It's a Y-Wing. But in the game, it's one of those where it's like, you know what? If it can function as a front arc lock ship, you just have to fly it differently. A Y-Wing with a turret does a lot of, it's trying to skirt the battlefield, right? Staying in that range 1 to 2 bubble. But a front turret torpedo Y-Wing wants to hang out in range 2 and 3.
Ryan in the chat saying he can easily just take ion torps and dorsal for much cheaper. I don't disagree with you there. But he also being able to get those proton torpedoes off is, I think, a big function of this list.
Zam being cagey. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot I had turned the music up from earlier. It's just supposed to be off, actually. You just got to pump up the jams to start. I'm surprised nobody said anything for the last 20 minutes. Y-Wing needs a crew/gunner. It does have a gunner slot, doesn't it?
I think he's saying crew or gunner.
Like you could pick one or the other?
Yeah. Which I actually kind of agree with. I'm on the fence for it. Because, yeah, I can see that. Shake Zula in the chat. I was just grooving.
It's supposed to be right there. There you go. Some nice in the background.
All right, so you're going to get a bump here. Bureaucrat onto his own Grievous. Can take a tractor to do a barrel roll or straight boost, but he may not. Or he may. Because he already has a bullseye shot out at range 3 on 10 num.
This is going to be an interesting, not this turn, next turn. I'm really curious how the Rebels are going to solve this puzzle, because you probably want to one bank everybody to the right, but you can't do that with 10 nub because of his current positioning.
Oh, no.
No shots in the bullseye there for Brewer Kret, but does have the 2 dice obstructed shot onto the B-wing.
Man.
Hit crit.
Just one. Oh,
I said
B-wing says,
hit
look
eyeball.
at me. I'm the 3 die.
I'm the Look at me.
All right, we're gonna see probably a primary attack first.
Primary and then tractor.
Possibly tractor. He could.
I guess you're right. He could also just hold on to the target lock for the fire control
he has
system.
fire control system.
Well, when you roll natties, you just roll natties. Here's Grievous. And he doesn't have the B-wing in his arc, so he will have a defensive reroll available. Remember, Grievous has a focus. Oh, spend out, and you are fine.
All right, do we see the tractor? Because he could definitely hit here with a tractor.
I would expect him to do it only because he's still stressed. He didn't have an opportunity to spend that stress, and he needs some maneuvering flexibility next turn. There it is. There it is right there. Spend the stress. That's 10 num's ability, by the way. Essentially get to use a stress token as a focus. There's 2 hits out there. You're going to likely end up with at least 1 hit. Here is the reroll, and you do get a single shield off of General Grievous.
No. It's the tractor.
Oh, it's a tractor. Watch out.
Well, he's going to barrel roll him. Make him go over that rock, unless he wants to take another stress.
Hold on. He should have one more green. Wait.
Already caught it.
They already called it? All right. All right. Didn't matter. All right. Okay. So tractored him in front of the rock. Grievous is going to be tasting some pebbles here. Also brings him closer into range. So now both Dutch and Garvin are going to be able to fire shots into General Grievous. Here's the next shot. Of course, he's -1 agility. You got hit crit coming in from the X-Wing, the T-65, doing the work. 3 agility. Natties!
Natties in the chat.
So that would have been 2 + 1 for range, +1 for the asteroid, -1 for tractor, for a total of 3. And this is just barely by the skin of his teeth, range 2. This has to be a primary shot. No torpedo, because no target lock was set up this last turn. And that's going to end up being 1 hit. Remember, Garvin didn't have an opportunity to pass that focus using his ability. So this would just be a 2 dice roll here. And safe.
Yeah.
And I think those are all the shots this round. Now here's a question. Now with I'm sorry. Well, we're not quite done yet. Sorry, General Grievous. I did forget about your shot. Let's see where he ends up shooting here.
Probably into Dutch, maybe, or 10.
Dutch, yeah, Dutch or 10. Either one of them is a great shot here, and we'll find out. 1 damage going through,
and it's on 10.
10 is a very heavy hitter, and we've already seen that the tractor beam does the work. Yeah, earlier with the tractor beam, I got. Go ahead.
So here's a question for you, Dion. You took that tractor, right?
Uh-huh.
Do you rotate?
Because
he's already stressed. So you'd have to take another stress. But if he were to rotate 90 degrees to the right, to the bottom left of the board, he would make the entire list have to follow him
into the corner,
where Zam and Burwer could just where they could just start wreaking havoc.
If Mike bit at the bait, then that seems like a good idea. I think I like it. At this point, obviously, it's too far gone. I'm thinking that Grievous likely, since he's going over the rock anyway, you just try to be disruptive. It's time to throw a block, fam. Or try to. Oh, no, you can't. You're not the first player. Lies of the Jedi.
I'm pretty sure that...
Lies. You're going to end up on that rock again.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
There's a good chance.
He's first-time caller in the chat. Those blues are terrible on the Bell Lab. 2 straight, 3 straight, and the 2 banks. Those are terrible blues. Very hard to get rid of stress with these.
And I agree with relative shot here. If you do a blue this turn, there's a good chance you end up on the rock again.
Yeah.
That's, of course, assuming that those rebel ships are going to try to fill that gap between those 2 asteroids on the bottom left hand of your screen.
Yeah, I like Ryan here. Like, I think I would have rotated right and let and made them take the choice to where if they want to follow Grievous, then they're gonna have to let Zam and Burwer eat at their sides.
Right now, I'm curious to see what the B-wing is going to do. It's in a very awkward position, staring at that rock. Like, he's got room to maneuver, but can you maneuver and end up with a shot is the question.
Could do it.
Last round.
Go ahead.
And decided to roll all the way forward with his B-wing last round. And I think if he had gone middle, Dutch still could have come in not bump, and he could probably fit the one bank, which is what he wants. He wants to one bank, and then he wants to barrel roll target lock to the right. But I don't know if he can fit it.
Yep. And some people asking about the dial. I believe the B-Wing does have the one hard, but it is red.
It is red, but
and it puts it more. It puts it in the way of the ships in the back of the formation. Is the problem?
But what he could do is one bank with Dutch, right? Clear the stress.
Yep.
Take a lock onto Zam, or Berber. Really, you should make your choice, like we said earlier, and then you could do the one hard red on 10, and self bump, and still kind of just kind of turn a little bit, and pass that lock from Dutch to 10. It's an option.
Some folks asking about the false transponder code charge. It has been ruled that because obstacles cannot take tokens, false transponder codes does not trigger when doing a target lock on a asteroid. Yes, even though it says object on there, we know it is a BIS ruling, a because I said so. Down from our previous overlords, I mean, honestly, our still current overlords at Fantasy Flight Games.
I'm really excited for Jake's opportunities here.
Tell me about his opportunities.
2 hard barrel roll focus boost and line up that procket.
Procket. I'm in. Greetings from Spain. Greetings from the United States. Greetings, my friend. How's it going? Yeah, you can only currently jam ships, though, of course, that ruling could end up changing at some point. All right, so Dutch, one banking in here. Remember, false transponder codes are active, so if Dutch can actually do this, he can lock Zam, get jammed, and then use his ability to give himself the lock action. And the reason he can do that, if I'm not mistaken,
no, that's only
range 1 to 3, wrong, false, never mind. Lies of the Jedi.
Yeah, he can do some shenanigans. Like it gets really weird with R3.
Yeah, as R3 Astromech is what I'm thinking of. Could also help out your boy Jake if you're planning on going full procket here.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, Dunn will tell you, shooting prockets with just focuses feels pretty darn bad.
All right, so that's false transponder right there. I'm sure they'll call it. And gives it to the other friend. I believe he's reaching over for the FTC.
Yeah, so I think because it has to jam 10, right? Or can you choose?
No, it jams the first one.
No, because I'm pretty... D.
No, it's the order, whatever the order of the locks that are assigned.
But doesn't the second FTC jump ahead of the first FTC because of the way that the ability queue works?
No. Dutch is first. Yeah. All right.
Well, I know it happens first, but the FTC trigger... D, back me up here.
Eli just told me that he's watching stream. He just called me in here to handle something.
So I just had a question. So first player is on Rebels. Dutch is the Dutch FTC thing. Dutch gets a lock on to Zam, then gives a lock to 10. Which of the ships does the FTC use on?
You mean the jam charge part of it? Well, it's sequential, so whatever the first lock is.
Okay. I thought because of the ability queue, it jumped ahead. Like the second one jumped ahead of the first one.
Per the official rules doc, the unofficial rules doc, I'm pretty sure it's not. But
Dutch is a weird, finicky beast when it comes to these interactions.
And just to keep you guys updated, General Grievous went over the rock, took a damage.
And bumps into Dutch. Going to be eating some range 1 shots. Burr Kret looking range 1 at Jake. Jake says, "Hello, I have a procket. Do you would you like to stay here with me?"
Yeah, you can either stay there or be tractored.
So real quick before I bounce, Dutch takes his lock. His text reads, "After you perform the lock action, his ability goes off." So at that point, there already is a lock from Dutch on the FTC target.
Correct.
And yeah, it just resolves.
Okay. Yeah, I thought just because of the way that the abilities enter the queue, that like if the same trigger happens, like FTC triggers twice there.
Oh,
right?
interesting. Yeah, let me stare at that a little harder.
Because I think I want to say that Daryl, if you want to ask Daryl if he's still here, I thought he might have posted something earlier in the chat, in the Discord.
Well, they're pretty far past it at this point. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Isophane says, "Thank you for the tournament." I got you, fam. You know that. Gold Squad, X-Wing, ride for life. Go ahead, D.
It is open to a little bit of debate, but my ruling is that the timing for Dutch's ability, which is after you perform the lock action, and the timing window for false transponder codes after you acquire a lock, is not the same timing window. After you acquire a lock is step 3 of the lock action, and I'm ruling that it is just a hair prior to Dutch completing his lock action. It's a very fine distinction, and it's certainly open to debate.
Well, thank you for clearing that up, and I'm glad that I was wrong.
I mean, you're only wrong because I'm marshalling and I say so.
You're not wrong. Truth. You're not wrong.
I mean, it doesn't mean you're incorrect necessarily.
Well, thank you for that, D. I appreciate it.
Alrighty, so here we got Brewer Kret. He's taking a 2-dice shot with the turret, but one thing, and while we were going through that, Zam doesn't have any shots this turn. Kind of in a funky place. By the way, I got to shout out Isophane. Isophane dropping a 20 bomb on the
how close are we, Dion?
We are 183 of our 200 goal for the day.
So close.
All right. Well, Garvin looking to do some work here. Say, I got focuses. Who wants them?
I think Tedden wants it. Oh,
denied. No ability.
That's called the Garvin. I don't know. The Garvin fallacy. I don't know.
And
looks like you're gonna do at least 1 damage here after the Grievous reroll.
And you're gonna get
2
both.
damage.
You're going to get both. And versus Grievous, you only want to roll hits. Hits only, please.
Yeah.
Oh, treacherous.
Oh, no.
Treacherous. So good.
Yeah, closest to closest is through his friend and buddy, Dutch.
Mm-hmm. So that means Dutch does end up earning a strain. Wear it like a badge of honor.
He did pass the token, see?
Just the wrong one. No, here we go. 10 nub.
Man. I think you go against Grievous here because you don't want to strain Dutch again.
No.
He's thinking about pushing Grievous into that rock with the tractor beam.
Ooh.
I would not do that. I would barrel roll Grievous to the left so that Dutch can get a shot. But you can also, if you shove him forward.
Yeah, you shove him forward, then he's on the rock.
He's on the rock, and you don't get to shoot at him with Dutch, but then also he can't shoot at you with the rotate. So that's good too.
Tractor beam. Always a trap. Always a trap.
I would go. I think I would go with just a primary here.
Yeah.
Take your 4 dice and do damage now.
You have the focus from your stress. Well, we'll see.
4 dice.
Ooh, that's 3.
3 after spending the stress using 10 numbs ability.
We'll see what kind of weapon it was.
Last time he pinged a tractor beam card, so I'm trusting that he will just, by not pinging it, that it's just a primary.
Ooh. Count Dooku guaranteeing an evade result. And not going to do anything.
Takes 2 more on General Grievous.
He's got the reroll. All right, he's taking 2 more.
Prophetic. All right. All right.
So, yeah, unfortunately, Dooku not doing anything there because he already rolled the evade.
So he's down to 3 hull now on General Grievous after taking those damage cards. Right? There's no shenanigans over there. No. Okay. Cool. So I believe that's going to give him half points. Right? Yeah. Yes.
Hull upgrade.
No. Don't mess with me. I'll fight.
He does have hull upgrade.
Not on Grievous.
Times 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We'll see what this is. This going into Grievous? Oh, man.
Just plinking away and gonna take 2 more.
Man. Grievous left on 1 hole.
Looking like a chump, I'll tell you that much.
Look, yeah. No, where's that? I didn't want some crits.
Sad Grievous.
Mr. Rocker Crucker. Evades are for ships that have force.
The Rebels dunking on General Grievous this round. Only left at a single hole. I'm looking for a Rebel pilot in my pile of Star Wars toys. Here we go. Now, it doesn't look like Dutch had any, I guess he has a shot barely range 3 at Burwer. Is that what we have?
Yeah, it was a miss.
Ah, okay. Whiff.
Yeah, I saw a couple people in the chat saying, what the heck was that boost from Zam? Because it just kind of puts him out of position.
They're upset.
So, but I think Zam has some good options. Dropping some bombs this turn. Maybe doing a 1 hard to Zam's left. Oh no, Lambolo in the chat. Dropping even more subs.
What?
How many is that for Lambolo in the past 10 minutes?
A chunk. A few.
He said, I want that ship, Dion.
That's right. Yeehaw.
JW4 in the chat. I can't keep 10 alive more than 10 minutes when I play with them. I know, buddy.
We've been there. We've been there.
Bait of Cain. You said 70 subs. Is that right?
That sounds about right.
Too generous.
Thank you so much, Lambolo. Well, we've hit that 200 mark. We're going to be giving away a bunch of stuff after this top 4. Especially, we'll have time because usually the finalists do take a short break.
They don't need no break. It's not like they played like 12 or what is it? 8 games of X-Wing. 9 games of X-Wing.
Well, one thing, remember, these top 4 competitors did earn, let me go ahead and grab it, right here, the Flight Club Championship template tray, exclusive to Flight Club. And, of course, theirs will have the veteran symbol right here. And of course, they got all the top 8 competitors got the templates, which are already in there. We'll bring it forward and show it. Now, where do we think Zam is going to end up going?
Ooh, Zam could do something crazy, like a Talon roll to her right to follow in those rebels.
Guys, if you realize with the sub counter coming up, I'm kind of playing with it, right? It's like every time it comes up, I've moved an item or shown it. I'm playing with the interaction, okay? And then I can make it disappear.
It's like a freeze frame.
Yeah, it's like a freeze frame. That's the idea. Lights off, lights off. See, look at that. Boom. Lambolo on top by five subs. He is our current gift leader for the month with 105. Lambolo number 1 with 105. Kellyanna with 100. Belinda Mood with 70. Isophane with 60. The 8-bit deity with 50, Tycho 1707, 45, Felsepto 33, Jules 30, Nano Antonio 30, and It's Baffle 30 as well.
Yeah, Lambolo playing the "You Should Thank Me" card.
Get a lock. And again, thank you to everybody who does support the channel. It makes a big difference. It allows me to pay the people who work for me, which is always good. You know, I like to pay people for their time. It's important. It allows us to make the prizes, give all this stuff away. It's fun. Thank you, guys.
I enjoy that too.
Can confirm. Jonah said. Oh man.
Is Jonah saying he likes being paid for his time? Is that the comment?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I do.
I mean, I think doing stats for an online gaming event is probably probably more fun than like I would tell you, man, I've had all kinds of part-time jobs. I've flipped burgers, I've made sandwiches, I folded clothes at Old Navy, I've served donuts when I worked at Dunkin' Donuts. Oh my goodness,
that's dangerous.
All kinds. I was a customer service agent for a company that is now dead called Kiaso.
DED dead.
Yep.
I want to preface this with I love working here. But before I came here, I was a lifeguard. I worked at Disney World. I was an RA and an orientation leader. Yeah.
I mean, I would say that the RA orientation leader doesn't sound very fun. Not for me. Like, not cool for me. But
orientation leader was like my favorite job ever. It was insane. So fun.
That's cool. I also went to a boring college, so.
Major in the chat. My first job was washing dishes in a seafood restaurant without air conditioning.
Ooh, nice.
In North Carolina in the summer.
Oh yeah, my first part-time job was cleaning toilets at my church, cleaning the bathrooms of the church.
Ooh, yeah, this is better than cleaning toilets at a church. Yep.
Well, here we go. The rebels are on the move, and here's the K-turn from the X-wing. Dutch setting up some target locks now.
Passing that over to Garvin Dreas.
Yeet. Now Zam effectively dropping those bombs, which is maybe the reason why we got that boost earlier. Just setting up some thermal runs, and maybe can minimize the amount of damage coming back in.
probably see a focus boost here, maybe, if it fits. That don't fit, does it? No. I would have liked to see a too hard barrel roll here from 10. That would have got a nice block on Jajil Grievous.
Agreed. We've got 30 minutes left in this round. The Separatists are starting to surround the Rebellion. I will tell you, when we start seeing this positioning from the Separatists, it can very quickly snowball to the Separatist advantage. I want to see how the Rebels are going to respond here.
Ooh, Zam did do the Talon.
She's like, I'm not dipping out. I'm here to fight. I'm here to go.
So I hope that she does not do that forward position because she might catch 10 Num's arc. Okay. We're safe.
Lambolo says he loves seeing his name on the screen. I mean, it feels good. Feels good. You got that present next to your name as well, and so that's what. Well, words just. I don't know what that was. Sound that just came out of my mouth. Cool. Cool. If you hang out with Dion long enough, you realize his brain don't work all the time. But that's cool. That's cool. Here we go. We have a roll for the first bomb here, and that is a crit on the shields and a hit on the second bomb.
2 damage there.
Here's the next bomb. They're kind of doing one ship at a time rather than one bomb at a time here. There's a damage for Garvin, and they clicked the wrong button there. And
oh my goodness!
Perfect bombs there. Damage on each one.
So I'm curious, Dion. Do you know how points efficient those what are they called? Thermal detonators are?
Those specifically?
No, just like the points, like for the card.
I mean, points for the card. I mean, it's quite good.
Yeah. So you pay 3 points, you get 4 bombs. So it's less than a point per bomb. And yeah, he just did 4 damage with 2 bombs. So, I mean, I'm no mathematician. That seems okay though.
It just seems pretty solid. All right, 2 eyeballs out there, and I'm gonna go ahead and spend for 1. And we got a damage getting pushed through there.
And that was on to Dutch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, we'll see where the next attack is going. Brewer has a lot of choices here. Could take the range 1 onto Jake. It's always nice to have those extra dice, but it is a higher chance of actually doing damage to Garvin there, sitting at range 3 because he doesn't have a focus token available to him.
What is Garvin doing without a focus?
He K-turn, no focus for you.
He should get it somehow.
He's actually going at Dutch. Dutch was the call. And 2 hits.
Should be one more die.
Yep, range 3. Through the rock. Yep, should be one more because of the range bonus and the rock.
He did ping Dutch, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
Denied.
Okay.
The dice gods say, you forgot about me now? I forget about you later.
See, you forget about me next time.
That's right. Rebels get to respond now.
The only shot here is going to be Garvin.
Yeah, you could go into into Grievous, but you have a better chance of actually doing damage to Zam.
Not when you do that.
Hit, crit, crit. And that's going to be 2 right there. A couple of shields.
All right.
Those
Let's
are
see what's in the box.
Is it a you better mean business? What is it? Yes.
You'd better mean business.
So that means we've triggered a bonus attack on Zam for the cost of 2, just for the low cost of 2 charges. You too can perform a bonus attack with You Better Mean Business. Here we go. We've got 3 dice. The roll, and only a single crit out there, no mods, but still able to push through a damage. And guys, that is a crit under the shields. You better mean business, and that got dealt a disabled power regulator onto Dutch.
Right. He's already engaged. He's safe this time.
I mean, this time. He's engaged this time, but he's going to be forced to take an Ion token next turn, and that means he's going to have to plan for that, because you know you're going to end up doing that one forward eventually.
Yeah, so Berwer Kret, staying on the outside of the game here, has not lined up that bullseye the way he usually wants to.
Oh, actually, quick note. Somebody in the chat was right. Did Sam miss an opportunity to use Treacherous? Sure did.
I thought she'd already used it.
No, it was Grievous who used it earlier.
Ooh.
Yeah, so a little bit of a misplay there by Mike, because that line of sight was clearly through Dutch.
I mean, I could draw it with that around. Like a big old hoop around.
Oh, what's that? What's that movie? They're like, I can curve a bullet. What is that?
Wanted.
Yeah, I can curve a blaster.
Yeah, there's no curving around that big booty of the Y-wing, though.
No. Though, you know what? We saw Kylo Ren like stop a blaster, right? And we've seen we've seen Vader catch a blaster bolt. Maybe if we had a Force user out there, they could, redirect. Maybe.
That's called lightsaber.
I mean, yeah, you're right. But I want to curve it. I want to. Yeah.
Please don't give Vader any more tricks right now.
I don't know if anyone plays Legion here or in the chat, but they just teased Commander Yoda for the Republic in Legion, and he looks pretty cool.
Maybe he'll be better there than an X-Wing, because not very good in X-Wing.
Ooh.
Got him.
Feels bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's pretty strong.
Yeah, I'd love Yoda to be good. I feel like they designed Yoda like, oh, let's make this all themey. I'm like, well, you made it a themey ability. It probably is not very good. And they're like, oh, these other Jedi we really don't know much stuff about. Oh, let's just give them kind of random cool abilities, and those were way better.
Yeah, I think he used 200 points for those asking in the chat.
In Legion, to be clear. For anybody who's...
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Just
also in X-Wing because it's not useful.
Facts. All right.
Fan Kyoshi in the chat. Well, the design stuff for theme, that is FFG's shtick, which I think is a good thing that these miniatures games are moving away from FFG, because they really did start out as a board game and RPG company, and I think that's what their strong suit is.
Mm-hmm. I see you. Now, one thing that I wanted to bring up here is I want to remind everybody that next weekend we will be live with the Ace Championships. We have, I think it's about 80 players going to be facing off for that top crown here for the Flight Club Championship. Looking forward to seeing what ends up being brought. And then we'll have a couple weeks off both my daughter and my wife have birthdays in April. So April's usually a pretty slow month for GSP, but it's also going to be a month of us getting ready for the Galactic Championships here and there. So there will be a couple of Saturdays where we won't be streaming. It's kind of like, hey, I gave you guys 3 weekends in a row of event X-Wing, 11 rounds each weekend, 10 rounds. So going to have to take a couple weekends off in April, but then we'll be back with a vengeance in May. Keep those notifications on. Stay tuned on our Facebook, other social media, Discord, and you'll know what's going on. We got plenty of content right around the corner, and we're hoping, if everything goes well, to be able to announce and release tickets for the Galactic Championship Series 2021 for next weekend. And what's the start time for next week? It is literally the exact same thing. All 3 of the championship events started at the same exact time.
All right. One quick note here. Jake lining up that Procket on Zam.
But will it actually be able to stick, though? That's the question.
Yeah. It is going through a couple of buddies.
Yeah, exactly. You got treacherous. and Burwer is going to have an opportunity to say something about it.
We can get it. Yep. Okay.
All right. That's going to be in the bullseye. Might even be range 1.
Not in the bullseye.
Not in the bullseye? All right, cool.
Not in the bullseye.
Well, range 1, maybe. All right, Zam, where'd you go?
Oh, excellent move.
Dink and dunked. So you know what? I will retain the stress here, and this is a sign of a really good player who's, when you're willing to take some of those risks in order to avoid some some potential problems in your positioning. So you know what? I'm going to take the hard turn. No mods. Well, I mean, except for I believe Dooku's on board. Yep. So, but holding on to the stress, you're still going to take the range 1, but you're not taking that Procket, which is going to be huge, and you're not taking the range 1 or another shot from one of the other ships in the squad. Here we go. This is Zam going range 1, probably into Garvin, I would assume. But you have 10 Nym as an option as well. Yes, into Garvin.
I think you pinged Garvin. Ooh,
2
natties.
Natty, baby.
All right, Garvin has a... Oh, okay.
Is in the bullseye. I was right. James was wrong. Let it be noted.
You said it was range 1 bullseye.
Listen, sir. I'm right technically in both.
As Predator. And that's going to be 3 after spinning a focus.
Spends the focus, and Jake takes 2. Shields are down. That's half points.
Oh, teases that evade. Ooh. And he'll be taken 2. All right.
Let's see what the Rebels can do. They do have a couple of good shots. Jake does still have a focus for his attack, and then we got Garvin at range 1, it looks like.
With a lock and a focus.
Mm-hmm. Fully modified for that attack, most likely. You could maybe half Zam with some lucky rolls. All right, here we go. Yeah. Jake, get it started. 2 hits. Oh, natties.
Back at you.
Oh, man, there's a little feels bad there. Little feels bad. Zam ends up getting a free target lock because of You Should Thank Me. Also recharging one of her ability charges. Now here's Garvin at range 1. 4 dice, like we stated, target lock focus. You're hoping to do some real damage here. Get into the core of this fire spray. And only going to end up with 3. Hit it crit. defending. The Force has not been used yet, by the way. And that's going to be hit crit. Shields are down, but did not get into the center of that Tootsie Pop.
I spent all the tokens.
Feels bad. Did Dooku never get used that turn?
He did not.
That's interesting. He's just sitting on a focus. Just waiting for the focus. Now, Garvin did.
Oh, no.
Yep, there it is. The disable power regulator ends up giving Garvin a ion. After he engages, he will be performing an ion maneuver 1 straight. Expect Zam to drop a guaranteed bomb. Like it's gonna hit. I believe she still has charges left. Yes,
Yeah,
she
she
still
got 2 left.
So here come the thermals.
Might as well drop 2.
Why not both? Some people talking in the chat about what is the expected meta for next week. I have no idea. Because the new ships, those 3 squadron packs are going to be legal, I really do expect some people, and I really hope to see a lot of the new stuff being played. There's a lot of unknown commodities there. We do have some points that were released early by AMG, but we're going to get all the points on Monday. Are awesome. Community squad builders will get updated. By the way, if you're new here, our official recommendation is don't use the official FFG app, guys. Often there are very many mistakes, and there's no way to give them feedback that can be fixed quickly. If you find a mistake in either Yasby, which is my favorite list builder, especially on the computer, and I use yet another squad builder on my phone. Both of those have places to report issues that don't match the PDFs. You just let them know, hey, this doesn't match, and they'll get it fixed. It's absolutely fantastic. Now, the actual boxes, the physical models and cards, are supposed to be in your local store on Friday, this Friday. And what I'm hoping to do is I brought several sets of each, some for myself, but some to give away. So I'm hoping being able to pick those up for next weekend. But I always order, multiples of stuff. So usually if I have squad mates that are picking it up and they don't get enough for their order, I'll hold back and let my squad mates able to pick it up first, since I don't want to take away their fun.
Yeah, the original in the chat saying, I didn't know you could use that ability, which I'm assuming he's referring to. You better mean business, or is that the one where you get locked?
No, you should thank me.
No, you should thank me. So that ability to gain a lock and to regain a charge can be done again and again and again every time that Zam defends.
Hold on, I got to do a thing real quick. There we go.
What round is it, deal?
Exclamation point round in the chat.
Oh, okay. How did you make it so big? That was incredible. Magic? Is it magic?
Magic. It's magic.
Okay. So there we go. We do see both of the thermal detonators drop here. And this could very well be be a ton of damage on to Garvin. And 10, possibly. Jake continuing to threaten with that rocket.
Unknown. What is giving the unknown command error? All right. Surprised Dutch didn't start his concussion run. Yeah, it's a little bit dangerous. Really dependent on where you want to end up taking those ships. Because remember, concussion bombs, once you pop, the fun don't stop, right?
Yeah.
So there is a bit of a risk if you just do them willy-nilly.
Lambolo in the chat. He's rooting for Rebels.
Yeah, he likes the Rebels, but I don't know. They need some of that Rebel hope right now. That Rebel hope.
Looks like he's got that. Ooh, he may actually miss bullseye on to Dutch. So we may see possibly a focus here from Burward just to take a shot onto Garvin.
Yeah, and I agree. Yeah, the Rebels really need to start utilizing all their tools. Jake's got to get a procket off, which right here, there's a possibility.
Yeah, the thing is that with Dutch taking a focus action, he's forcing Zam to either take a proton torpedo or a proton rocket. Which one? What, 4 dice or 5 dice? It's your choice.
You have free will.
The cake is a lie still.
I'd actually really dig some cake right now. But, alas, today's barbecue night, so we'll have that today. As
Actually,
you guys know.
If he boosts, I think he might actually not land in Jake's bullseye.
It's close. If he bank boosts, right, to the top, it's close.
Oh, that would be a sexy boost, to be honest. It's like, cool, I'll just get out of range 3 of Dutch and not take a procket. And maybe even arc dodge 10.
Yeah, we'll go ahead
maybe not.
and give you guys the top-down view on that one. Yeah, I think...
Ginnick in the chat asking, how's the other game going? Ooh, the other game...
the other game is complete. Double fire sprays was the victor.
Yeah, so our last game winner, Ernestus Romanescus, won that one as well.
Getting the dub. And does do the boost.
Oh, it does miss the procket.
It does. Oh.
Wow. Oh.
Yeah.
Man. One of these concussion bomb or one of
Did
these.
Did this thermal detonator hit the entire Rebel squad? Oh.
You got to feel bad.
So there was a hit on the first one. There's a crit on somebody. That's a crit on the 10 nub. Now Garvin, who's already been half points, takes a strain token, it seems.
Oh, my goodness.
And a crit.
Oh, no.
Perfect. No! He was perfect. Double. Was that a direct? Oh.
I'm so sad right now. I don't. What do I do with all these emotions, chat?
Separatists. Separatists on top. Seems to be what's going on.
These thermal detonators need to go up.
Up, 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 up.
He hasn't rolled any blanks on all 4 of the thermal detonators. On like all like the 20 triggers that he got on.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
They broke the bomb. They deleted the bomb before. They just got to unlock it. Unlock it. Unlock it. There you go. And grab the edge. and delete it. Like with your delete key. Oh, you're not promoted. That's why. Sorry, Jonah. There you go. I did it before you asked, so I technically still win.
Oh my goodness.
I've been sitting on that one all day. Yeah, it's okay.
No, you got to grab it and delete it.
Ah.
Yeah.
What?
This watching you struggle with that, I think, might be a little more entertaining than what's going on the table.
There's literally no part of it that's letting me grab it. I'm like,
move out of the way. Jonah, get out of here. All right.
yeah, you try.
It's actually gone. What have you done? I got it. I got it.
I unlocked it. Let the people know I unlocked it.
No, I didn't.
Hashtag GSP rigged
All right.
there, Dion.
All right, what did we miss?
We missed a attack from Zam going into Ted Nub, whose shields are now completely down. And now Burracret throwing a range 1 shot into Garvin takes 2 hits.
Yep. He was strained.
And that's it for Garvin.
Dead too. All right.
I mean, I think we know how this story ends, friends. This is going to be separatist on separatist violence.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. 10 just ends up killing all the separatist ships. Right. That's how it ends.
I don't think so. Alrighty, 10 Nubs gonna try to put some damage in here with the last few minutes.
As a fire, he just spins the lock, I think.
Yep, spins the lock on all of them. Just 1 crit.
4-1. Oh man, Lenny.
All right. Blaha says, I don't feel as bad now knowing that the guy who kept me from the cut is going to the final. I mean, that is always a nice level of like, hey, at least I lost to the finalist. You know, that's definitely a good place to be.